Hi, welcome to the hottest construction stories of this week on forconstructionpros.com. I'm Larry Stewart with For Construction Pros.
And I'm Kurt Bennick, Senior Editor with Equipment Today magazine.
All right, welcome aboard, Kurt. Number 10 story today. It's only just begun. Miami's $25 million underground parking garage. Find out how contractors will keep a 100,000 square foot car park 3 stories below sea level on Biscayne Bay waterfront from becoming an aquarium.
Number 9 is our Construction Good News podcast. It's basically contractors helping the Houston area nonprofit get a $1 million makeover. Construction contractors historically have a history of helping out their communities, especially in times of need. This is an excellent example of where a member of a local contractor identified a need and mobilized the resources for the good of the community. In this case, a nonprofit was doing its part to improve the lives of abused and neglected children, but the facility being utilized was not up to the task. Mechanical systems and aesthetics of the building were in need of a major overhaul. The contractor was able to mobilize other subcontractors to transform the space into something not only functional, but uplifting to further the nonprofit's effectiveness.
And so now at number 8, the pandemic is pushing construction technology adoption forward. And this story is about the changes ushered in by COVID-19 that really hold the most promise to improve construction productivity. Check out some of the technologies and methods noted in that story.
Okay, and then number 7 is really interesting because gamers help ROSENDIN, an electrical contractor, advance virtual reality and artificial technology on construction projects. This is going to be interesting for a lot of contractors because it took a while for the construction industry to embrace technology such as virtual reality and augmented reality. But now that these technologies are available, every contractor are discovering new ways to use these tools. In this article, an electrical contractor was skeptical, but he decided to experiment with hiring gamers. And what he found was the gamers were actually able to provide new insight on how this technology can be used. As he was able to train them in construction methods, the gamers actually were able to incorporate what they know about the gaming and virtual reality world to tell what can be done.
No, that's cool. That'd be an interesting approach. Get them up to speed on construction so that they can help you figure out how to use the technology. So at number 6, industry experts, our associations, they're predicting bipartisan support for infrastructure in 2021. And I think prediction is probably a little bit of an overstatement. Here, construction associations are trying to manage federal action as they do after elections that change the DC power structure by reminding legislatures and their constituents that infrastructure is spoken of as a bipartisan issue. It doesn't really speed things along in many years, but it's an interesting project that they undertake in these situations.
Number 5, the most engaged article was basically on sustainable building materials. Now, green construction has been gaining momentum for the past decade, and contractors are continually looking for ways to increase sustainability of their projects. Basically, this gives you a guide, just a list of material you might want to look at and explains the materials. The 6 materials basically you might want to consider are composite roofing, shingles, smart glass windows, bamboo floors, insulated concrete framing, solar panels, and eco-friendly insulation. To learn more about these, go visit the article.
Yeah, it's important. All those products get used in so many different things. Number 4, United Rentals announces its Blue Thursday sale. On Thursday, November 19, giant rental company United Rentals will open 100 locations across the country to host their Blue Thursday equipment sale. They're going to sell aerial work platforms and earth-moving equipment and light towers and generators and all that sort of thing. In this story, you can get the link for more information on where those sales are going to be and what's going to be in them.
The number 3 most popular article on the site right now is Contractor Takes on Challenging Soil Nail Wall. This is basically a unique project because of the size of it. I mean, the physical size of this project at just over 30 feet, the height of the wall towers 4 feet above when standing at its base. When it's completed, it has 42,000 square foot. That's a quarter mile long. It took 2,000 soil nails to complete the wall, and the length ranged from 15 to 50 feet long. Basically, the work was done in lifts using a single drilling rig, but it's an interesting article just because the size and scope. This is a lot more massive than the normal project.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, so number 2 on the list is World of Asphalt 2021 canceled. Another trade show falls to the ravages of the pandemic. We'll see what happens next year. It's going to be really interesting.
It seems to be like the big trend. There's not a lot of trade shows happening, at least in the first half of this year.
Yeah, a lot of unknowns next year.
And the number one article should surprise nobody. It's actually dealing with the pandemic. OSHA issues guidance to employers on frequently cited COVID-19 standards. Unfortunately, COVID's here to stay for the foreseeable future, and we need to learn to adapt our working environments accordingly. As a result, OSHA has issued guidance to employers on frequently cited COVID-19 standards. Visit the article, and it explains that they have a link to the one-pager that basically explains some of the processes you need to consider to work in this environment.
Yeah, and real interesting that they focus that information around things that are frequently cited. So these are things that, that people are paying money for right now. I assume great suggestions on how to avoid that.
In the article, it actually mentions that these are commonly where people are turning employers. These are most commonly cited because people are turning people in for not following these procedures.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. Well, those are the top stories of the week. Glad you joined us. I hope you have a great weekend. Thanks so much.
Bye.